So a year ago, I made a video about trad husbands. Do you guys remember them?
I know this girl is a virgin. I just
She
know
was
she
hearing them through her women
Doesn't always have to
filter.
be passionate lovemaking,
It doesn't always have to be a quickie.
but it does have to happen
Rules just
consistently.
aren't the way they used to be. They're not like how girls were in like the 1800s.
Yup, those dudes. And since then, I've been seeing a rise in this community that I like to call like trad husband dating coaches. And it's a group of usually single men that's giving advice to men and women on how to be the perfect partner, which is like this 1950s wet dream gender role type scenario. Today, I thought we could review a few of these dating coaches, a few of these trad husband influencers. Let's just get into it. First, I wanted to talk about the trad husband's advice for women. What makes women the perfect trad wife? And of course, the biggest thing that they talk about is policing what women wear. Women who dress revealingly are hot. Women who dress sensibly are beautiful. Hell is hot. Heaven is beautiful. I don't know what it is. I think I love the uncanny feeling I get when I watch someone like shame women, but they have like the biggest, fakest smile on their faces and they're playing inspirational music, as if the inspirational music cancels out the shaming, you know?
Starts in my toes and I crinkle my nose wherever it goes. I always
This is the exact face your mom has right before she's gonna beat your ass in the car for misbehaving in the Olive Garden. Okay. Slight flex, but the next person I sleep with will be my first and last person I sleep with. Yeah, we know. Slight flex, you literally mention it like every other video. Is it really a slight flex? That's like your whole personality? Guys, who do you think brings up their special interest more? Him talking about how he's a virgin or a 10-year-old bringing up 6'7"? I wanna know. Also love how he's just so concerned that women are dressed immodestly. But then his next video is literally him sweating profusely in a see-through tank top, dressed like he's about to have a three-way with Zendaya in Challengers. And finally we have this dude, Ryan Miller here, who is a trad husband influencer, explaining why they care so much about how women dress to the gym.
If Christian women only knew how hard it was for men to stay pure, they wouldn't dress the way they did at the gym. And if Christian men only knew how tender Christian women's hearts were, they would stop playing games with them. But you see, we are also self-focused, that we want the attention on us instead of becoming servants and slaves of Christ and doing the things he did, which is what? To make yourself nothing, to make yourself small. To see your brothers and sisters in Christ and say, how do I meet their needs? Yes, even in small ways.
What? You're telling me that you guys dead ass go to the gym and you feel the need to goon to a bunch of bitches that look like this? That point, you have a problem. I'm sorry, you have a problem. If these people are so bothered by the way people dress at the gym, at least be consistent. Why not talk about how men can dress more godly at the gym then, right? If Christian men only knew how women felt in their luteal phase, they wouldn't be wearing their hats backwards with a tank top at the gym. Christian men, if only you knew how women felt while wearing a diva cup, you wouldn't be wearing salmon skinny jeans and a Patagonia vest at the grocery store. Also, love the hypocrisy behind saying like, oh, well, we shouldn't be so self-serving. We should be thinking about what men are struggling with. Like, what do you guys think is more self-serving, right? Wearing yoga pants to the gym or being an Instagram influencer? One of the most attention self-serving things you could possibly do. And of course, other than policing what women wear, saying that women should make themselves smaller for the needs of men, yada, yada, yada. A big thing that they talk about, of course, is submitting to your husband. This idea that women are like the lesser, weaker vessel that need to be led.
Did you know the Bible literally gives you a formula to have a good marriage? It tells the wives to do one thing and it tells the husbands to do one thing. In Ephesians chapter 5, where it starts, it says, wives, submit to your own husbands. Every single man wants to be respected. Every single man wants to lead. And wives, when you cut him off at the legs and you prevent his leadership, nothing cuts to the core of him in a negative way quickly.
Okay, so what I got from that is submitting to your husband is equivalent to showing your husband respect. That's the only way that you can respect a person, is letting them lead you. and you just shut the f up and just cook and not have opinions. Got it. Got it.
This is why men love trad wives. When a man is in his masculine, he brings provision, protection, safety. Therefore, when a woman brings provision, protection, safety, because she's in her masculine, those things, though sure they're on the table, they are not valued by men. When a man is in his feminine, and you've seen this, he likes your provision, he likes your protection, he likes your safety. He's a little soy boy. All the men that I've talked to that are genuinely in their masculine need is the things that will bring balance to the combined relationship. Femininity, love, place of calm. And when those things are on the table, the masculine can see that stuff I can't get in me.
Well, guys, now that's a type of guy that needs to be teaching my man about his masculinity. A middle-aged man that's sitting crisscross applesauce like he's a Pilates instructor. A man that's in his 50s that self-admitted that his longest relationship ever was 3 years. I'm sorry, but that's rookie numbers. That is like high school relationship type shit. I mean, that's how long we have to wait for like each season of Game of Thrones. This dude watched the first season of Wednesday and then had a different bitch by the second season of Wednesday. Like, do you guys really think that Lucky Smith, Nara Smith's husband, is in his feminine while he's choking and humping Nara Smith in every video? He helps her clean. She makes more money than him. They're probably doing some Egyptian feet every single day. And that's the man that you're saying is in his feminine? Bitch, I can't. Anyways, here's another one of a man telling women how we should submit to our husbands, yet again.
The reason you're afraid to submit to your husband is because you're terrified that in your new vulnerable state, he will crush you completely. But the reason he tends to crush you is because you've competed with him for so long. You've made yourself his competition by trying to lead, and men tend to crush their competition. If you would have never competed with him in the first place, meaning you submitted to him in marriage from day one, this would have never happened. He wanted to love you and protect you, and then he found that you're his competition, and so he took a different stance towards you. Whether he knows it or not, he sees you as his enemy in a sense. But that's only because you continue to compete against him rather than submit to him.
Okay, let's keep it real, okay? This man has never crushed anybody at any competition, okay? Not at 8th grade bocce ball, not at 2nd grade Mancala, and definitely not at the 2010s Victoria's Secret Black Friday sale. Now let's just process every single thing that he just said, okay? He feels violent tendencies towards his wife for making money and having opinions because you feel like that's competition to you? What the is this, Hunger Games? Typing this from District 13. My wife wants to get a minivan instead of a sports car. I want it because she's paying for it. Please send help. These men always talk about how they want to be leaders, right? But really what they mean is that they want to be entitled to sex whenever they want and to daydream about being, I don't know, Jason Bourne if there's an active shooter at the local Chili's and they're like the hero or some shit. Like, these men never want to lead their family through rough financial times or to know what their kid's blood type is at the doctors. You guys can't even lead yourselves to finding the scissors in the house you've owned for 15 years, okay? And you're telling us that that makes you a good leader? How? But alas, here was another video from our beloved trad husband dating coach, and he's gonna tell us women ways that we can submit to our husband when he comes home from work.
So picture this as the morning. We'll say this is 6 a.m. Up here, this is the testosterone level of a man. It's the highest it's going to be all day long. That's why a guy wants to kind of cuddle up on you in the morning and have a little howdy doody before he goes to work. His testosterone level is going down all day long to a low at, let's call it 5 or 6 p.m. when he gets off work, because he's been focused on external activities. His testosterone goes down. This is when he gets home. And this is when most women want to jump all over their man and say, hey, I need you to do this, take out the trash, can you do these few things? Can you do a few things around the house? Or they want to talk, which lowers a man's testosterone. Transition time is the 30 to 60 minutes when a man gets home, where what he needs to do is metaphorically take off the armor that he's had on all day, relax and shift into being dad of the house, the boyfriend of the house, the husband of the house. Give a man time to settle in, take off his metaphorical armor, raise his testosterone by, which could be just like him watching UFC fights, watching soccer games or football, just being quiet, meditating, doing whatever it is, even having a nap. His testosterone is going to get back up.
The jokes write themselves at this point, okay? You guys would rather watch a bunch of shirtless men wrestle each other versus being with your wife to raise your testosterone? Do you guys hear what you're saying?
Shut up, bitch. I just got home from work. Alexa, play the volleyball scene from Top Gun. Ooh, titties from my wife, or Jake Paul getting body slammed shirtless. This one's gonna raise my testosterone.
Also, okay, if you guys are actually curious, this is not even true. Like, studies show that your testosterone actually goes up when you're around women that you find attractive. So maybe, okay, if you found a wife that you actually found attractive and that you liked, maybe you wouldn't need the shut up hour when you get home from work.
After wearing yoga pants to the gym and boss babying all day, I decided that I would also be the best trad wife these men have never had by partnering with today's sponsor, HelloFresh, and making a delicious lunch for my husband. Today we are making bulgogi steak lettuce wraps. It only took 15 minutes to make with over 30 grams of protein for only 600 calories. Literally the perfect aesthetic, yummy girl lunch for the muscle mommies trying to build some muscle. I love how HelloFresh is super convenient with over 100 recipes every week, so everyone has something to choose. Whether you're a muscle mommy trying to get that protein in, or you're trying to eat more veggies, or cooking hearty family meals. I also love the convenience of having everything pre-packaged and sent directly to my doorstep, so I never have to worry about wasting a bunch of ingredients that I might only use once. And HelloFresh has an offer right now where you will get a free Z-Willing 4-star chef's knife, $145 value, and 10 free meals after your third box ordered. And you'll get your first box shipped for free when you use my code MissyHFZWL. Make sure you use my code for this deal before supplies run out. Offer is valid while supplies last. The link above will automatically opt you into HelloFresh's best active offer if redeeming after the activation window. That's code MissyHFZWL, or use the link in the description down below. Thank you HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to the content.
Okay, so that was a bunch of trad husbands giving women advice on how they could be better trad wives. And that is like the majority of trad husbands, is always about how women could be better and support men better. But alas, I wanted to show you guys trad husband coaches that give advice specifically for trad husbands. The men are now in the hot seat. And of course, one of the guys I found was David Hammond. He's a pastor, but then he also makes like Instagram videos teaching Christian men on how to be the best trad husband they could possibly be. And one of the things he is the most passionate about to being the best trad husband you could possibly be is, of course, no fapping.
You still fap and expect women to give you the time of day? Come on, guys. The reality is, what we do in the dark will eventually manifest to the light. You cannot hide your sins forever, nor can I. And masturbating, ooh, that's a big one. Many men wonder why they struggle with speaking to women, let alone individuals, in a public setting. And that is because you cannot lie to yourself and pretend what you are doing is normal.
Why does he talk like that? Bro sounds like he's DMing a D&D campaign right now.
You choose the Goon Goblin, but remember, whatever you do in the dungeon will soon come to light. Roll to see if you have the urge to goon, my lord.
Okay, before we move on to more of his anti-goon videos, this man has self-reportedly not fapped in multiple years. So I feel like maybe this is a little bit of like goon psychosis.
Think of all these like strong men. I guarantee you these men weren't fapping, guys. They weren't watching the websites. They were viewing these lustful desires, and they were saying, you know what? I'm gonna use this to conquer a nation. Think of like David, right? David and Goliath. Think of these men, these mighty men of God.
You hear that, men? You guys could be out there colonizing other nations, but instead you're gooning to e-girls on TikTok. Why haven't we colonized Antarctica? It's because you guys are gooning all day. Also, who the told you that conquerors were not busting a nut? That has never been part of the narrative for these conquerors. Like King David that he's talking about, he lusted over his general's wife and then killed the general so that he could be with his wife. Sounds like there was some gooning involved in that process. Isn't Genghis Khan like the biggest OG colonizer? Like the dude gooned so much that like every single Asian person is like related to him. Like even in those epic stories about God and stuff, they were gooning. They were doing straight stuff, gay stuff, orgies, interracial stuff, interspecies stuff. I mean, they were doing like goat orgies every winter solstice or some shit. The Bible has like 10 HBO level orgies in there, does it not? I mean, like how many goats did Zeus f***? Riddle me that, bitch.
Why can't I just masturbate and have fun? I mean, David, it's not a big deal. Everyone does it. As a man, when you begin to waste your seed, your vitality, simply by clicking a few buttons on your screen, you train your mind that everything in life should become this easy. Why can't I just gain $1 million by searching the next quick strategy or technique? Instead, what I say is put this down for a few weeks, a few months. Watch how your brain begins to fight itself, wanting this instant gratification. Eventually, your brain, through neuroplasticity, will begin to learn that great things take time. And from this, you can accomplish the next goal in your life.
Again, what are his sources for this? What is backing up his claims? How does not fapping help you become a millionaire? Or reach any of your goals other than torture your balls for a year? You're telling me that like if you're gonna train for American Ninja Warrior, you're not gonna like go to the gym, do some strength training, do some agility training. Instead, you're just gonna not fap for 3 years and then just hope that that will ascend you up that 16 feet wall. The only thing on his resume for his dream job of being an executive is that he hasn't fapped since GTA 5 came out. I feel like this is the exact hallmark of like a scam coach on the internet, right? When they start telling you that you can achieve your dreams without doing anything for that dream. Like, did we try going to the gym, finding mentorships, building the business that we want, finding like resources, going to get an education to reach our goals? Or are we just gonna skip to edging until it hurts? How the f is that gonna make me a millionaire? So of course, the whole like no fapping thing leads into how he feels about women in general, which is that men shouldn't date most women because they are the weaker vessel. They are distracting, if you will.
Do not date attractive women. Now, before that triggers a ton of you guys, yes, you should be attracted to the woman you date, but not to the point where you completely ignore any and all red flags. What do I mean by red flags? Her inability to compliment your life as a man, guys. It is so important to date or be with a woman who is able to compliment your life, nurture your life as a man as you're able to help her life. I would much rather be with, again, just for context's sake, a 7 out of 10, a girl who may not have all the bells and whistles, but is beautiful within and can support myself, her, and the family, guys.
Guys, thank you. His future wife is watching this video like, you know, I feel like at this point we're getting a little lost in the sauce, right? Because he just told us that like the reason for no fapping or edging until it hurts and yada 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 is to show God and yourself that you are deserving of good things, like a beautiful, amazing wife. But if that's presented to you, you're not gonna take the blessing that you've been edging for?
I don't want a hot wife. Because what if she distracts me from like edging until it hurts? Ugh, I just got my dream job, but it'll distract me from edging and maintaining this goatee for God. Oh, I can't take it.
Like, are we just edging for sport at this point?
Do not let the enemy snatch that seed. And women will do that. Most women will, and it's not their fault. I want to make that clear. It's not actually like the woman's fault. Satan hops into women much more than he does into men. But like, if it's your girlfriend, you've let the enemy into your territory. Think of the Trojan horse. Come on in, man. We got this free gift. What happened? Troops fell out, slaughtered.
Damn, who did he have sex with? Talking about how she was snatching his seed, how he felt like she was possessed by Satan. That's how I want Bryce to be talking about me after we do it raw, Donkey Kong style. Okay, I need him to be telling the Discord about how he felt like I was possessed by Satan and that I sucked the soul out of him. Bro, she literally snatched my seed out of my balls with that PJ yesterday. She literally raised my crops with the way her titties be looking last night.
You will be single and celibate to the day you die. Yes, guys, that is right. You need hard, stone cold, deep purpose. purpose, masculinity, and an ability to be alone to the day you die. My friend, I'm under the conviction that if you cannot accept to be single, celibate, serving the Lord all the days of your life, you are not fit for a godly wife. There is a reason why the highest calling in the Bible, yes, above marriage, is to be single, serving Christ above. But for those men who cannot do this, they are then recommended to marry so they do not burn in lust.
I love how, like, he's implying that having a long edge streak is like the S tier qualification for like being a Christian godly man. Yeah, you know, I feel like every single Christian woman I know prioritizes like, is he nice? Is he responsible? Would he make a good dad? Not whether or not this man has fapped since Obama was in office. I feel like he talks about this subject in every single one of his videos. The idea that a man's mission is to fulfill God's mission for him, and having a wife, especially a hot wife, is distracting to that. Having an easy job is distracting. And I'm not even trying to be funny here, okay? Genuine question. What is this God's mission, God's fulfillment that he's talking about? Like, he can't have a hot wife because she'll distract him from making no fap content on Instagram. He can't be married because his wife will distract him from conquering lands. I mean, like what is this mission that he's on? Like, these videos he's making spreading the word of God on a child dancing app takes like 15 minutes max to make a day. And you're telling me that you can't balance making a 15-minute TikTok and having a wife? Okay, and next I wanted to show you guys another like trad husband men's advice account on Instagram, and it's called Redpill Christian. Not kidding. They named their account Redpill Christian. And it's exactly what you think it is. It's just a bunch of men in a club spewing like red pill ideals, but with a touch of Christian virtue signaling. And the biggest issue that they are concerned about, okay, is polygyny. The idea that men can have multiple wives, but women need to stay loyal to their one husband.
Why do today's secular Christians reject biblical patriarchy and polygyny? Romans 4:15 defines sin as the transgression of God's law. 616 laws and commandments in total means 616 ways to sin. Biblical polygyny isn't one of them. As a matter of fact, God's law, like the Levirate law, or the laws about what you should do should you lie with a virgin, actually endorses it. Failing to follow these is sin. Matthew 5:19, Yeshua warns that whoever breaks even the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be the least in the kingdom of heaven.
The virtue signaling is strong with this one. Let me tell you. Oh, if you don't have multiple wives, you're sinning. Having multiple wives and then endorsing others who also have multiple wives is a better way to get a stronger position in heaven. You know, I thought there's a lot of other ways for you to gain a spot in heaven, right? Perhaps if you're passionate about giving to others, not judging others, helping others out in times of need, right? But no, you're like, you know what I'm gonna do to save my spot? I'll take one for the team and marry a bunch of bitches. Okay, that's my contribution. But anyways, here's another video from another host of Redpill Christian.
The same way we relate to God is how women should relate to their husband. If a man is walking in his calling, truly aligned with God, leading, building, protecting, he shouldn't have to go out chasing women. The women in his house, the ones who know him, love him, and see the vision, they should be bringing others. It's biblical. Go look at scripture. It wasn't Abraham chasing after Hagar. Sarah brought her. And women, your role in that is huge. It's not just be the good wife, it's be a kingdom recruiter. If you've got a good man, one who walks in integrity, leads well, provides, protects, why wouldn't you want other women to experience that too? If the bride brings others to Christ, then a good wife should be willing to bring others to her husband. This isn't about lust, it's about legacy.
Bitch, I can't with these guys anymore. Like you're trying to convince me that you are strong enough to lead multiple women. You have a kingdom and a legacy that is worth being built. But your bitch ass could not even lead yourself to getting your own wives. Women should be doing that too. Like, what the f is it? It sounds like an MLM. It sounds like, you know, a LuLaRoe boss babe pyramid scheme that I would see on Facebook. Like, he recruits one woman and then she recruits another 5 women. and then they recruit another 5 women and so on and so forth, and the only person that gets the benefit is the asshole at the top. That's what it sounds like to me. And I guess the prize is that we all get to contribute to building his kingdom, aka a millennial gray ranch style house with 3 bedrooms and a live, laugh, love poster in the living room. Okay, before I get a brain aneurysm, let's look at this other video he posted, okay?
Numbers tell the story all by themselves. There are only 87 men for every 100 women in Latvia, 95 men per 100 women in Brazil, 87 in Ukraine, 97 in Colombia, 94 in Romania, and that's just the raw numbers. Men die younger. Men are incarcerated at a higher rate. Men are more likely to be addicted, checked out, or aimless. A growing number are homosexual. Some are married. So when you really start subtracting, you don't have 87 or 95 men per 100 women. You have maybe 20 or 30 good marriage-worthy men for every 100 women. And so what happens? You have men who are capable of leading multiple women, tied down by a man-made doctrine of exclusivity, while millions of Christian women go uncovered. And let me say this clearly, the head of every man is Christ, the head of every woman is man.
And you guys think that your team, you guys think that you're dead ass, the capable, rare men that is worthy of being a leader to 5+ women, that your legacy is worth spreading? Are you being for real? The level of narcissism you have to be even considering this is baffling to me. Like, if these men were just a tad bit more intelligent and capable, they would already be like selling crypto. They would be the CEO of some random bank. You know what I mean? Like, they would be the American Psycho. But it's because they're so sad and mediocre. Now they're just spewing this on Instagram. If the criteria for being a strong, capable man is you guys, I think we have enough of those men walking around. I actually think we are in a surplus of men just like you. Like, if you guys really think that polygyny is the way to go and that it makes you truly more godly and you're gonna be closer to Jesus in heaven or whatever, just do it. Shut the up. Marry 20 women. Why the are you guys on Instagram trying to justify having 20 wives like a pick-me trying to fish for compliments in middle school? Okay, here's what I want to say about everything that we have talked about so far. Does traditional relationship dynamic work for people? Yeah, there are tons of people that have traditional relationships. However, that does not look like this. This, whatever this is not a traditional relationship. Even in traditional relationships, the men are supposed to like listen and have empathy and be kind and be gentle with their families. It's not like the men gets to live his Emily in Paris, to hell with everyone else, I have main character syndrome type wet dream. Also, every relationship is going to be different. There are gonna be things that the men do that are more feminine sometimes, and there's gonna be times where the woman is gonna do things that's more masculine. Like in my personal marriage, I've always been the entrepreneur, and Bryce has always supported my career aspects. But that doesn't mean that Bryce doesn't have other leadership roles. Like, he's the main person that manages all of our like retirement and savings and investment type stuff, because I don't want to do it. You guys see what I mean here? Where like not all relationships are gonna be so like black and white, like a man does this, a woman does it. Like, that is just so unrealistic and stupid. Like, marriage should be a collaborative event between 2 partners, not like a econ group project where one person off and the other person does everything with no recognition. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Happy New Year. Thank you guys so much for such an amazing 2025, and I cannot wait for the future of 2026. We're gonna have so much more content, so much stuff that I want to talk about with you guys. And yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your feelings in the comment section down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!